Jonathan Sebert, where he got first place at the Rose City Rampage. This was in Portland, in America. We had 40 players at this GT. And shout out because Lucas Troller got third place with the Orcs as well. So shout out to Lucas Troller, familiar with him, great Orc player as well. So let's take a look at Jonathan's War Horde list. So War Horde's making a comeback this weekend. You know, all them gets were like, what do you think you forgot about us? What's up? So there's contention here, gets. You let me know in the comments in the chat. Are you guys leaning War Horde or are you guys leaning Tactics Brigade for, you know, the new Eldar coming out, the Guard being out, how they are? Who else? Those Emperor's Children are coming out. Like, let me know what you're thinking, because some of the tide is shifting to War Horde, and you guys let me know what you. So we have double Beast Boss, and then a Big Mag with shock attack gun, and Ghazghkull Thraka making his appearance again. War Boss, and then Zagrot War Snagga. 2 10-man units of Beast Snagga Boys, 3 trucks, and a battle wagon with a zap gun and an Ard case. Then a 6-man unit of Breaka Boyz, of course. 10-man unit of Flash Gets. Still love seeing the Flash Gets being brought on here. A little surprising they're not brought in like a you know, like 2 5-man units for SWAT teams sometimes, right? Some people still like that. Then we have a small Gretchen unit followed by 3 Mega Knobs with twin kill saws each. I actually appreciate that he paid for the other Mega Knob, right? Let me know if you guys agree, but a lot of the time I think Orc players are realizing sometimes it's better to just have a little bit more meat behind Gaz, especially if you can afford it, to keep him more in the game. It costs more commitment from the enemy. It's like the perfect point cost, you know, and the difference. So are you paying for your third Mega Knob when you're playing Gaz? Because I think you should if you can. So 2 5-man units of Storm, 3 5-man units of Storm Boys, followed by 1 Tank Buster unit, where the Knob did have the rocket pistol and the smash hammer. You know, I thought that I wouldn't be charging as much as I do with my Tank Busters. I've charged 2 out of the last 4 games I played with the Tank Busters, and it worked out fine, absolutely fine. So there are cases that can happen. Not saying to bring the smash hammer, but some of you gets love when stuff just looks cool. Go ahead and run it. Run it, you get. I promise you'll enjoy it. And obviously, Jonathan did too. Shout out to our sponsors, the Baron of Dice, as they helped us do our Waaaghtaktiks dice. So shout them out. Check them out in the description. 5% off in the discount because nobody likes taxes. And shout out to Baron of Dice. They allow us to do our paint competition. So thank you very much to them. So let's go over their path to victory. So we have a bibliography right here on this top of this going on there. What the heck is going on there? Okay, so now we have a demonic incursion. Then we have a great unclean one with endless gift, keeper of secrets, Shalexi Hellbane, Damascus Slanesh, followed by 2 3-man units of Nurglings, 2 Plaguebearer units with that sticky objective, 2 Fiends, 2 units, minimum size units of Screamers, 1 Seeker, and then 1 Soul Grinder. And these are the minimum size units of Fiends. They actually do get Scout and -1 to hit as well. Should keep that in mind. I think when you have double Beast Snagga Boys, you can kind of imagine what's going to happen here, right? This is the the old detachment, so they don't have what we were speaking about, where they can shed mortal wounds. Shed wounds from the Fiends onto Demonettes. So that's definitely not in here. There's the old detachment. That's why there's endless gift. Nonetheless, he's annoying, but you don't have to really go for him. You just simply call the wall, have Beast Snagga Boys run out. They get lethal, they get sustained, they re-roll, they're killing multiple of these greater demons with no problem. You have Flash Gets to pick up Nurglings, to pick up Plague Bears, so they can't just simply walk out into the open and not feel threatened. Multiple trucks to break the distance, a battle wagon to be annoying for them to kill and have to commit to if they want to even kill anything that's inside, and then the Breaker Boys to run in and really crud in the end or on the wall specifically to finish off any of these greater demons. So a lot of threats, and I could just see him overloading a demons player. That would be a rough one, right? But here's the kicker, game 2. So game 2, he goes into Lucas Troller, who is an excellent player that's, I believe he's been on Team USA before. So well-known Orc player himself by 2 points, and then Lucas ended up winning the rest of his game. So I'd love to know more details about this. But that being said, we have Lucas's list. Sorry, I just clicked right past it. That was silly. So we have a tactical brigade, and he put, "I'm gonna bust tanks," and the battle, the showdown of the Tactics Brigade versus War Horde happened here. So we can see some similarities right off the bat. Two beast bosses on Mr. Troller's list with a big mech with shock attack guns, but three of them, followed by a basic mech as the Warlord. Two 10-man units of Snaggle Boys, two 5-man units of Storm Boys, 5 trucks, two Breaker Boy units, a big brick of Flash Kids, two 5-man units of Flash Kids, a Gretchen unit, two Gretchen units, 10 mans, and then two Tankbustas squads. So let me make sure I pulled the enhancement out of here, make sure I see it. Yeah. So you had a mech captain for the Flash Kits, but he was not with a big mech and mega armor like we like to talk about here a lot of the time. He went for just a mega mech, the shock attack gun with the Flash Kits, and then Tankbusters just get their own. So I would love to see how this goes out. Now, having 5 trucks would be the rough part about this list, right? It's not that Jonathan doesn't have excellent units for dealing with all of this is on his own side. Having gas could be in your favor because once you just go, you can kill all these other units. You have fight on death, which is a big factor. But the Flash Kits with the Mega Mech are a big factor of trying to actually move around with orcs. So you could imagine that this game gets a little bit rough, and he still has Breaker Boys. Now, someone's pointing out in chat that there are enough characters for all the units. No, because you don't have to play for all the leaders, but because some people are content with playing for the Breaker Boys without any war boss, for example. So there's most likely no characters on these Breaker units, and they just come out on the wall, as we don't see there being a proper character associated with them. You just see that there's the beast bosses for the beast snaggle boys, and then 2 triple shock attack guns for the Docker units. So the 5 trucks would be the difficult part here for Jonathan to crack through, and it being 2-point game made me think in such a high scoring game. Sorry, where's it going on? I just clicked. Being such a high scoring game for like 92 makes me assume it's like Scorched Earth or The Ritual, some kind of game where you can just play very cagey and everybody score up until the end and no one's really trying to call their wah and they're just playing quite cagey. So anybody got details on that, let me know you get, because I would love to know what happened there. Nonetheless, great job to Jonathan for pulling out that victory. Then he moves on to round 3, where he goes into the Tau Empire Crew Hunting Pack. So we have Ethereal Crew, 3 Crew Flesh Sharpeners, 2 Crew Lone Spears, and then a Crew Lone Shaper. 1, 2, 3 units of Crew Carnivore. So these are big bricks of their battle line units. Oh, that's kind of funny. So getting cheeky on us, huh? To go into a little bit of a horde going on here. 1, 2 10-man units of the same carnivores, followed by 2 hammerhead gunships with rail guns, and then a unit of Crew Farstalkers with a Crew Hound unit, followed by 2 3-man units of Crew Rampagers, and then a brick of Crew Rampagers, a Crew Rider unit, followed by 2 Piranhas, and then a Vespid Wing. I'm just assuming this person ran out of time and timed out. I'm just kidding. So he ended up getting a 100-point win right here. Trying to take a bunch of T3 bodies into orcs that are full of beast snaggle boys that are getting the strength 6 on the wall, full of just even Zagrat's unit where they're gonna bully on the wall any kind of those 20-man bricks. It would be a little contentious here for the battle wagon to move around freely because the railgun. That's the one thing to keep in mind. That'd be difficult about this. But we do have tank busters to pop those as well. If he ends up coming out too early to kill trucks, because then your trucks get to move around freely, and you can just imagine Gaz running through like those carnivores, their mounts, their mount equivalents. So 100-point win there. Fantastic win by that. Very fun by Evan for bringing such a massive amount of crew. Then we go on to the 4th game, which was Chaos Demon. So this is something you should expect. A lot of demons are going to be popping out. Love to see that he ended up running through them. So we have Bellacore, a Bloodmaster, Bloodthirster, double Ren Masters on the Blood Thrones, followed by a Skull Taker. 2 10-man units of Blood Letters, followed by 2 Nurgling Squads, Plaguebearer unit, a Blood Crusher unit, a big thick Blood Crusher unit. So you guys can come down 6 inches and charge. You be very careful. They're kind of like Squighog boys, but they have 1+1 toughness on that, and then additional wound, plus they have 4 invuln, so quite potent. A 2 5-man units of the Flesh Hounds. Just imagine these are like orc boys that are like little doggos, so they punch like orc boys respectively. And then a Seeker Squad. They might have like 1 less attack, but nonetheless, very equivalent profiles. What do you expect? You're running that into War Horde, fight on death, gas, wand to them, pick up multiple of those big bloodthirsters, get your screens out, your storm boys, they don't have shootings, you have tank busters, you can actually bait them, and then you have transports, so even if they try to get into you, they'd simply have to charge your transports, and then you know, beat them up when you get out. So still difficult nonetheless, because they're fast and they're able to actually punch you out quite effectively, and they can take out gas if you mess up. But taking someone like Zod to stop them from ever getting the initiative on you would just be crazy. So he got a 96-point win there, going into let me flip over to that 96-point win there, going into those demons, orcs, war horde, gas, beast bosses, beast snagger boys, just two excellent against greater demons. And then last but not least, going into Eldari Strike Force. So this is just the old list. You know, this isn't, we have new Eldar coming out, so not much to look at here. Avatar Canes, some Death Jesters, some Farseers, some Fugans, you know, units of striking scorpions, and then a big old Wraith Knight. So 86-point win there. So great job. And also shout out right here to John showing up to the chat and saying, whoa, no, he said hello, sorry. Whoa, I'm the pilot of this list. Happy to share some of my details on the game against Lucas. I don't have time now while listening to the errands, but it can be later if that's helpful. Cheers. So shout out to Jonathan here. It's a great job for winning a GT with War Horde, and your win against Lucas as well. You know, hit me up, maybe in Facebook, maybe post it in Discord, wherever you feel like doing it and you're able to. That'd be fantastic to hear about that. And thank you for showing up into the chat. Love to see it when the gets and the bosses show up and let us know any shout outs. So that being said, one more time, let's look over his list. We have double beast bosses, one Big Mac with shock attack gun for that tank buster unit, Ghazghkull Thraka with his 3 beast snagger boys with twin kill zones because everyone loves AP, a war boss for those breaker boys, Zagra Wartsnaga with this big 22 size unit of Gretchen. I freaking love Zod. 2 10-man units of Snagas for those beast bosses, 3 trucks and a battle wagon, a 10-man unit of flash kits. Still bringing the flash kits. Bring the DAKA, guys. Even if you're running War Horde, still try to bring some DAKA. He brought just enough combined arms to get the advantage against the other heavy melee armies, and then just enough DAKA to bait out the shooting armies so that he could run them down and beat the crap out of them. So I love that. A minimum size unit of Gretchen, and then 3 5-man units of Storm Boys for that scoring potential. Keep your Storm Boys safe, keep them alive, or throw some grenades before they die. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Jonathan for the undefeated War Horde list. If you enjoyed the clip, check out the full video here. If you'd like to see more tactics, click here.
Let's get stuck in, lads!